On Camera Improv, The Art of Thinking on Your Feet with Rick Overton. So yes, this is going to be really good. So let me ask you, the first thing I want to ask you is, what are the biggest adjustments that actors need to make when improvising on camera versus live performances?
Great question. And the thing I've noticed over the years is that what makes an audience laugh is how clever you are, how sharp. And certainly modern improv has had to speed up because we live in a YouTube fast edit world, and you can't take the time that, say, a scene would have built upon with Second City in 1965, say, or something like that, right?
Yes.
We have moved, our pace has picked up. So it has to get going a little quicker. And when you're on stage, it's, hey, I'm this character, and blah, But when you're on camera doing improv, there's all these other actors. They built all their other stuff up. They can't just have one guy unless there's a reason for it.
Yes.
And so when you're in a Christopher Guest movie, you'll notice there's usually one really crazy guy, and then there's all these other people that have to sort of prop them up with much more real, grounded, down-to-earth improv. Now, what is that improv? In a mockumentary, say, that kind of improv is owning your mistakes, your frailties, the things that would embarrass you if you were trying to act like you were perfect, not understanding that your imperfections are your gold mine when it comes to this. The part your ego has to get over is that you have to show these frailties in a way that people will laugh at.
Yes.
And once you get over that hurdle, and comedians can usually do that because you're talking about all the messed up stuff in your day, your childhood, your life, and they're supposed to laugh at that. And in essence, they're laughing at your childhood, and you just have to go. There's a reward at the end of this, and one of them is your brain soaks up laughter that you wanted as love, and love equates acceptance most often.
Oh, I never thought about that.
You're manufacturing people liking you, and you did it in the boldest way of showing what's wrong with you. It's supposed to be the most counterintuitive thing in the world. It's the opposite of what we're trained, certainly when we're young, is God, I'm not going to show them all that. They'll use that against me forever.
I think
unless you preempt, you catch them, you beat them to it.
Yes.
You take all the good stuff first before they can say a word.
Exactly. And we're also rebels. It's almost like we are going to go against the grain, right? So if they teach us, you got to be in your best behavior and your best your best, we're going to do exactly the opposite. So I never thought about it, but you're right.
It's not how, when you're on camera, it's not how sharp and funny and clever you are. It's how sharp and funny and clever you think you are and you're not. And it doesn't mean you're a mean person. Necessarily. It doesn't have to be that. The thing is, you're just sort of not that great at something and very sincere. You'll notice every character in a Christopher Guest mockumentary film is really sincere, whereas the rule for actors used to be, to this day, is you're supposed to have a secret other agenda going on. We see something else going on with your eyes. And we know you're doing something. It doesn't have to be evil all the time, but you're hiding something. You're protecting something. You don't want to project it. But you can't do any of that in a mockumentary. You'll notice not one single character has that. They are completely, what you see is what you get.
Yes.
And they put it all out there. There's no room for that other. It just muddies everything and confuses it, destroys it.
Absolutely. And blind spots are very important, right? Like the character doesn't know that they're right? Like
it's the same suspense as when Hitchcock's poisoned glass of milk is coming up the stairs and there's that bar of light across it as there just walks past the camera, and everyone in the audience knows what it is, but the person in the scene doesn't know what it is, and that's all the suspense. Absolutely. And that's a great example of the serious version of what we use for improv.
Yeah.
No, don't say that. Oh my God, don't say that part. Oh, how embarrassing. You're not even embarrassed. Whatever it is. And like for a male, Fred Willard would be the guy who kind of paved the way for you to be this big bellicose, idiot. And clueless and kind of nice. He's a weirdly nice guy, but he's big dope. thinks he's much smarter, and he thinks he's so cool. And there's just something so golden and good about that. Steve Carell has another version of that. He plays male weirdness and idiocy greatly. Rob Corddry does it great.
Yes.
A lot of people do. And,
So, you've done a great comedy special. It's on Amazon, by the way, you guys. It's available on Amazon. It's called The Set List. Yes.
That's what they throw suggestions at me. It's not my set list. I go up cold with no comedy from my act. They throw brand new topics at me, and I have to roll absolutely cold in front of the audience with brand new material. And so I did that, and there's an hour special.
It is brilliant, and I don't know how you do it. I would be a little nervous to do that.
I'm telling you how I do it. I'm telling you that if you just work on this mechanism, because it's just about trusting it, Grace. It's about trusting that this ability is something you were born with, but maybe your life, it wasn't set up for you to work on it. It wasn't a core muscle, but you do use it. You use it all the time. We're doing it right now. You do it on stage when there's a heckler. You're using it all the time. We weren't filing it under that's what this is. But it is what it is. It's improv.
Yes.
And the more that muscle gets built, the easier it gets to try and use it in other places. You can use it on, and I've used it in more than half of my IMDb credits.
Wow.
Film mostly, but for some TV even, they will start to trust you. They will start to trust that you can give them something they're really going to like, especially if your reputation got out that you're one of the guys that does it.
Absolutely. So what are some of the common challenges that actors face when they have to think on their feet in a film setting?
You got to not step on everybody else, go off into the woods with your character that has nothing to do with what else is going on just because it's funny. It has to be funny that applied absolutely to the character.
Mm-hmm.
That is ideally, you'd like to hear the writer come up with, oh, you added so much to that guy. Thank you so much. That's, you'd like to hear that.
Yes.
And every now and then you can. If you do the work that is true to figure out who this is and what would be a thing that they'd be clueless about, not just you'd be clueless about. And is cluelessness the way to go here? Is pomposity the way to go here? What are the other things that make someone funny, in a way that they don't know? Clumsiness, perfect, great. And acting like it didn't happen when it did and everyone can see, those kinds of things. Or saying something just so horrible, so terrible, and not even realizing the horribleness of what you said, still having cool swagger at the end of it. Like Ricky Gervais does in the British version of The Office.
Yes.
There's the whole separate science of that. And the UK embraces creeps more than America does. You can't have an evil lead in America.
Absolutely. It is true. They're more open about it. They're less,
they love it. There's a few seasons of Rowan Atkinson's Blackadder where he's just a bastard throughout it, and he's hilarious. And he gets away with it. Evil bastard. At the end of the episode, he rides off. He beats justice every time. And they're like, well, wait a minute, Americans don't like that. We want to see justice served. So it makes it harder to be like an asshole lead. They tried it with Dabney Coleman in a series that didn't work. They couldn't handle it. It's too bad. He was so good at that. Maybe, I think with streaming services, there are more like anti-heroes and leads of things now.
Yeah.
But still not like on network.
Yeah.
Even that dark, tortured, he's so good. And in the something list, what is it? He's a killer and they consult him to solve crime.
Oh my gosh. Anybody in the private chat can tell us.
Anyway, he's about as close to a likable villain as America has right now. Maybe that and the Joker.
Yes.
He loves the Joker.
Absolutely.
Usually we don't go for the... So, Anyway, we went off a little tangent there, but the point is to come back to, so your character in America has to sort of be self-deprecating without even realizing.
Yes.
You're not bagging on others like Ricky Gervais, but you're sort of making an idiot out of yourself like Steve Carell.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knows, he's very smart man. He knows which way the weather vane's going on that one. And
Absolutely.
you make it about your flaws.
Yes.
And
by the way, the show is Dexter. Amanda Cohen just put it in the private chat. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate it. The show that the killer one.
That's a different. No, that's a different.
That's
show.
Another Barry. Isn't it Barry?
No. It's he was in Sex, Lies, and Videotape.
Oh, I know. I don't remember the name, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. So let me ask you another question on improv, because you're like the master improviser, like the sensei.
Oh, I'm in very good company playing with the wonderful crew of people with Off the Wall. Whenever that comes up to be a chance to happen, go see them. They are the longest single cast improv troupe in the history of improv.
Wow, that's
they're they're coming up on 50 years together.
That's amazing. And you play with them?
Yeah, many times. I guess with them all the time.
I would love to see.
And that stage and its characters, we try to really bring the character work when we're doing it. We try to, put the other details in there, because they're from that time when everyone did that.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So what are some tips, top tips for keeping a performance natural and engaging while being aware of the camera?
Like any improv thing, when you're supposed to listen, listening is so to see what you're not stepping on and what they are feeding you that you should respond to, like you're really that person in that conversation. Just remember, you're really this other person in that conversation now. And it's not all what would make you funny, it's what would make them funny.
Yes.
Remember to just stay them while you're doing it, and you don't have to scream it out. Just be them listening. Be your character listening. And that's a really an interesting exercise to do, is how different people listen. And choose a character, and then just have them in a scene where someone else talking, and see how that person absorbs it. And it's not just you waiting for your chance to do a joke.
Exactly.
You that other person. That's what's going to get you. If you don't do that part, they're going to go, yeah, but they're not ready for the camera.
That's right.
Because the camera's going to go by you, and they're just watching you out of character for a minute while you're thinking. Unless you're so far ahead of it, you got this part. Now you can just be that person listening. And learn to do that. Drop into the character quickly. If you made something wrong, that's not the same. Don't worry about that. There's just be something in there, and it can be tiny. It's just one version is you just saving yourself and thinking, and the other version is you're that character.
Yes, absolutely. So can you share a moment when quick thinking in an on-camera improv situation completely changed the direction of a scene for better or for worse?
Oh, I did a line in Dinner for Schmucks. I'm the giant sculpted beard guy getting drunker and drunker because I came up with a bit that I can't get any food in my mouth because of my mustache, so I'm just drinking with a straw and I'm getting wasted. And they have a trained vulture that's supposed to hop along the table, and this guy cuts his finger off, and the vulture bites his finger and flies out the window with his finger. And his name was Zuli. And so that one take, I'm sitting there and I'm really drunk, and the vulture's just sitting there right next to me, and I lean over and go, "Are they cute when they're little, or are they this horrible the whole time?" And the whole set exploded. And so I had to do it again because they couldn't use the take, so I had to be in. So that was a great thing. That was a fun moment there. It's one of the ones you want. You made the set laugh.
Yes, absolutely.
You wait years for it, and not, because man, you can try a line and it doesn't work, and
yeah,
embarrassing, So but it was just the right time, and I did it because I stayed as the guy.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Rick, for doing this. I really appreciate it. And thank you for waiting a few minutes because we're running a little bit behind.
That's how it goes.
Right. And actually, we had some people not show up. So I'm like, I'm kind of happy because it's not, if not, we would be here until like midnight. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Marisa and Consuelo love you, Dr. Knickerbockers.
Big hug, ladies. Big appropriate hug. And I will, all right, talk soon. Thanks for inviting me on to talk.
Thank you so much, Rick. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Talk soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.